Just got the new Yeti Pro 4000 drivable. So it comes with a little interface for the drivable. This is not the towable. I also got the Power Tank 4000, so together we got 8 total. And we're gonna go ahead and rip into these boxes and see what we got. The small box they send is going to be the remote display. We've got the escape wiring kit, which from what I've understood, this is basically wired to your fuse box and things like that. So you can put this into your Yeti Pro and then to your fuse box and have that set up almost like a power system away from your fuses and your main wiring location. And here we've got the Yeti Pro, which is going to be the bigger of the two. So after you cut these straps on the one box that were white, this one black straps, go ahead and lift off the top of the box. It comes right off. You've got some packing material they put on, some nice styrofoam. And right below that is your big old tank and your joining wire. So this would go to the main unit and extend the battery over. Power button on the back, a function button on the back here, another expansion port for another one of these to connect to this, and daisy chain them together. Plug's kind of chintzy, hard plastic, lightweight. Here are the clips that hold top and bottom together. Typical Gold Zero colors, nothing different there. Go ahead and lift this out of our box and check it out. All right, here it is out of the box. Looks pretty good. It's got a few lights on the front. Nothing on the side except handles. Handles could be a little deeper, but it's enough to get half your finger in there. Next box, this is the main unit. They send you a little box on top, some quick start guides, user guide, and a thank you note. And this is the paperwork that came with the tank itself, user guide, and the quick start guide. So currently on the bottom is the hand truck, which unclips from one side and then lifts off. Pretty nicely made. Little button here. Glides out real pretty. Nice ball bearing roller skate wheels to move it around. But in my configuration, it's gonna be next to this one. So I want the lowest profile possible. So we're gonna take that off. All right, so in this configuration, they're on top, one of one another. I've got them clipped together with this aluminum clip. On the back here, you've got all your different openings, which you can open one by one, and they do stay open. Seems like they've got a little bump stop or a magnet that holds them open. So here's where your pluggable things will go for your fuses on your vehicle, where you'll have that expansion cord kit they sent you, which we'll get into that soon. This DC outlet is another piece like that. This will send power to your fuses or other 12-volt accessories inside of your van or whatever application you're using it for, remote from this. So you can basically send power out of here and deal with it over there. Same thing here. Here's your 30 amp output. And then over here, we're gonna use this now. We're gonna connect our expansion. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. So now 2 batteries together, we got 8,000. And you got a few resettable fuses. You've got a pairing button, a ground cable that you can connect for like a chassis ground. You've got a high and low input limit switch over here. And then on this side, on the front, turn on the power here. Got a little glare. Zero input, as we know, 84% charged. Output is 0 as well. A few different options there. On the front, same thing, these little doors that pop open. 12 volt output, 120 volt outputs, and that does have a 20 amp twist on the plug, so pretty sure you can power some large things. USB A and USB C outputs here, and that's the front. Yeah, these are magnetic. They have two little metal pieces on each side that snap down here somewhere, but there's a little snag, so they're not going to be clapping while you're driving if they're open. If they're closed. If they're open, they might fall, but if they're closed, they're not going to pop open on you. Turn this on. So much battery we got. All right, looks like they shipped it with 2 bars or 2 dots. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we'll open up our escape remote display, which is basically a display like this one in a remote location of your van, and we'll open up the wiring kit. So in the escape wiring kit, you get a 30 amp connection, which I would assume you could connect this to the Goal Zero and then this to your van setup and get your power. It's got a input for solar, I'm pretty sure here. So you can wire that straight to your solar. No charge controller or solar controller needed, just straight in. And I believe it have to be under 3,600 watts, but don't quote me. And you got these 2 connections. These are the connections where you're gonna connect this straight to your car charging system, alternator, and this will charge the unit. This one, I believe, is the one that outbounds your power. So you get 12 volt outbounded to your fuse box or whatever you have in your van to run all your accessories. Over here we got the remote kit. It's going to come with a big old plug. Looks like this goes to the Goal Zero, and then this gets sent out, and you connect your Ethernet cable there. Brings an Ethernet cable, and then you have 2 inputs. It looks like maybe an input and output or a bridge port, and then that'll give you all of your information that would be here and a little bit more easy to read out. So I just rigged this up, pretty much the same display you have here, but in a remote way. Real good look on it. You can turn off the backlight or turn it down apparently. This is your Wi-Fi connection. This rolls through different menus. I would assume that turns on your 12 volt and turns off your 12 volt. And this turns on your AC and off your AC. AC power. Pretty nice setup, looks good. Hours to empty, 99 it says here. That comes over to Ethernet cable and then this output. So basically, since you're using that output, they give you it on the end of here. So you can still charge right here. Another thing I didn't realize is sent you a mounting plate, so you can mount this to the floor. I'm probably gonna need to get another one of these to mount the other piece, or I'll just throw a strap over it and strap it down inside the van. But that's about it. Next video will be installing it and running equipment off of it. So the next piece here I'm showing is something I think it should come with, but it doesn't. Basically, this connection goes in the back of the unit, and you can outbound this to outlets. So if you have an outlet on the outside of your van, an outlet in your kitchen area, you can send 120 volt power through this directly to that outlet. The range of voltage, I believe, is up to 150 volts, but this is something I think should be included in this system for what you pay. It is included in the towable version, but not in the drivable version.